Hi, welcome to Ocean Yummy channel. So, as you know, P. Diddy got raided the other day. So I'm just gonna do like the surface part of it because there's more to the story. I've also seen stuff on a guy who went to that grove where all the elites used to meet up and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna do the surface side of the um of the P. Diddy live. I'm not gonna do a lot. And then after that, on the next one on the other channel, I'm going to discuss the trafficking side. Oh, the trafficking side. Can't even speak today. Hold on.
See you. Good morning. Quiet right now, but it was a chaotic scene with federal agents rushing into the home here behind me. There were two separate raids, one here in this upscale neighborhood, the other in Miami, both connected to a federal sex trafficking investigation. Take a look. Fox 11 was the first to show you the raid here locally, led by Homeland Security, heavily armored federal agents making their way into the home on Mapleton Drive, associated with rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs and his production company, Bad Boy Films. Dozens of agents searched the property for hours, leaving with boxes of evidence. A similar scene at the Miami Beach property listed in his name as well. The properties raided in connection to a sex trafficking investigation, although Department of Homeland Security officials haven't named Diddy as the focus. The 54-year-old has been at the center of several sexual assault and sex trafficking allegations in the last year.
That lawsuit as well from that lady.
Has been covering extensively. Listen. Been rumors like this for years, for decades, about this kind of behavior from him.
Exactly.
I don't know whether
ain't nothing new.
Yes, he could be an unpleasant person. That is widely available on video. A lot of really successful people can be. Innocent until proven guilty, one would hope. And you can see here this video from TMZ showing the hip hop after the properties were raided, and this was also stopped and questioned by federal agents moments before coming back out here live to the raid that was here in home.
Hold on, there's another one. Hold up.
Are you a resident
So he did run. Okay. Oh, that's why they're saying what they're saying. I was wondering.
Homeland Security agents converging on the home of Sean Diddy Combs. Officials confirmed the raid is tied to a sex trafficking investigation. We have live team coverage. Gina Silva has a closer look at one lawsuit. There's allegations of sexual assault and drugging.
Yeah, by that lady.
We begin though with Chelsea Edwards live from Holmby Hills for what investigators were looking for tonight. Chelsea.
Christine, one of the many burning questions today is, where is he? Where was Sean Diddy Combs while these raids were being carried out at his residences? Now, there is video out there allegedly showing him in Miami this afternoon, but officials haven't yet confirmed whether or not he is in custody or not. As you can see, the street has now been opened into his Holmby Hills home. Investigators wrapped up here a couple of hours ago. Fox 11 was first on the ground.
They got the armored vehicles in the driveway
and in the sky as heavily armed federal officials descended on Sean Diddy Combs' Holmby Hills mansion. The raid, led by Homeland Security, is allegedly tied to a federal sex trafficking investigation.
I walk up and down here all the time. I didn't even know this was Mr. Combs' house.
Some neighbors say the heavy response seemed unnecessary.
He's surrounded by $50 million mansion. Where's the threat? It wasn't necessary.
Maybe because they thought there'd be people underneath the bottom of the house.
And held outside. It's still not clear where the rap mogul was at the time of the raids. His Miami home was also stormed.
Maybe because they were gonna collect people.
Had an awful lot of armed people invading his house in Los Angeles and Miami this afternoon. That could partially be for show. It could partially be a statement.
Variety's executive music editor Jen Oswald has been.
Now the crazy thing is, like it's happened to him before or something. That's that what the guy's saying. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay, let me go a little further. Let me go a little further. Hopefully this won't play because we're not in the right place. Okay, let's see if we can find out a bit more information. So basically you're saying the same thing. Okay, so let's see what this one's saying. Because sometimes they say the same thing, but they say this they tell more details. Oh, is it gonna play?
Law enforcement raids Sean Diddy Combs' properties in LA and Miami. Published by BBC. Properties connected to rapper Sean Diddy Combs were raided on Monday by federal agents. The Department of Homeland Security said it had pursued the law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation in New York, Los Angeles, and Miami. 2 properties were searched in Los Angeles and Miami as part of the probe.
No,
Officials did not specify the
they searched 2 properties. Let me see if I can get the other one. Hold on. They're asking where he is. Let me see. So they're bringing up that thing what happened to that lady as well. But this is from 9.
Don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. It's cool to use the computer. Don't let the computer use you. You all saw The Matrix. There's a war going on. The battlefield's in the mind. The prize is the soul.
Yo, what up? What up? Yeah. What up, yo? What's going on up in here?
Hold on, let's go a bit further. I want to get to the tunnels. I want to get to the tunnels part.
Trust me. We ain't saying niggas is doing.
Oh, did they not talk about the tunnels? Now remember, like I said in the previous one, right? The tunnels. There was tunnels underneath synagogues and stuff like that. So if he has tunnels underneath there, right, it will be a situation like what was seen on screen of that movie where like the children was being brought back and forth. Now, like I said, you have to bear in mind that this has been spoken before about the tunnels around certain places. They all have connections. They go very, very far and wide. Connected tunnels. So he by him doing this, by him getting raided. Oh, but I did not know that he ran off. I didn't know. But I heard that his sons did get arrested as well. I'm trying to find a bit more stuff, but like, it's very limited, isn't it? I'm trying to think what I'm looking for.
Man accused in federal lawsuit of being Sean Diddy Combs' drug mule arrested at Miami airport. Published by The Independent. Brendan Paul, 25,
was arrested on drug charges while Homeland Security was raiding 2 of Combs' properties. A man described in a recent lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs as the music mogul's drug mule was arrested at a Miami airport while federal agents raided Diddy's properties as part of a sex trafficking investigation. Brendan Paul, 25, of Chagrin Falls, Ohio, was taken into custody on Monday afternoon at the Miami Opa-locka Executive Airport on cocaine and marijuana possession charges, according to arrest records obtained by Rolling Stone. The arrest report states that Mr. Paul had the contraband inside of his personal travel bags, which he claimed prior to being searched, at around 4:15 p.m. A family member of Mr. Paul's confirmed his arrest to the outlet. He bonded out of the Miami-Dade jail on Tuesday morning. Mr. Paul was named in a lawsuit filed in February by music producer Rodney Jones, who alleged that Combs sexually assaulted him and forced him to have sex with prostitutes. Mr. Jones alleged in the lawsuit that Mr. Paul acquires and distributes drugs and guns for Combs. Members of the enterprise and their associates procured, transported and distributed ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, mushrooms, and Tucci by packing these substances in their carry-on luggage and going through TSA, the lawsuit claims. The suit, viewed by The Independent, also alleges that Mr. Paul is among a group of people responsible for ensuring payment to sex workers in cash. The arrest on Monday came just after Diddy and his crew were stopped by federal law enforcement agents at the airport, stating that federal agents intercepted Combs' plane, TMZ reported. It was also the last time Combs was seen in public since his homes in Miami Beach and Los Angeles were raided, the first indication of a criminal investigation against the Bad Boy Records executive following several civil lawsuits that have been filed against him. It's unclear if Mr. Paul's arrest on Monday is connected to the current investigation into Combs. According to Mr. Paul's arrest report, Miami-Dade police were working with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and Customs and Border Protection. However, it does not mention Combs. Combs has denied all allegations of wrongdoing.
But he would deny it, wouldn't he? He would deny it. He's not gonna say, "Oh yeah, I did it. Oh yeah, I'm part of that." He ain't gonna say whatever. He's part of it. All right. So nothing else has come true. So we're gonna go through high school. He's not gonna say, yeah, yeah, I did that. They're so silly. Well, of course he's gonna
raid Sean Diddy Combs' homes amid sex crime allegations.
Of course he's gonna deny it.
Published by Al Jazeera. Nature of investigation not revealed, but raids follow allegations of sex offenses, including trafficking, made by ex-girlfriend. United States federal agents have raided 2 homes belonging to hip-hop star Sean Diddy Combs. Department of Homeland Security officials confirmed on Monday that they had conducted searches of the music mogul's homes in Los Angeles and Miami. The investigation is being led by Homeland Security Investigations, agents in New York, where a lawsuit was filed against Combs by a former girlfriend last year, accusing him of sex trafficking. In a statement issued to the Reuters news agency, she did not elaborate on the nature of its investigation. However, it has jurisdiction to investigate the illegal movement of people, goods, money, technology and contraband, including sex trafficking. R&B vocalist Cassandra Ventura sued Combs in federal court in Manhattan in November, accusing him of subjecting her to physical abuse, sexual slavery and rape during a 10-year professional and romantic relationship. The suit cited violations of sex trafficking and human trafficking statutes under federal, New York State and California laws. Ventura and Combs, who has used such monikers as P. Diddy, Puff Daddy and Diddy, announced the next
terms. Combs, 54, has said that he is innocent and his accusers were seeking a quick payday. Ventura's court action opened the door to other lawsuits, raising allegations of sexual assault and rape against Combs from other plaintiffs. In December, Combs denied the latest civil complaint, which accused him of taking part in the gang rape of a teenager whom he arranged to fly from Detroit to New York 20 years ago. Television stations in Los Angeles carried aerial video footage showing SHE agents and other law enforcement authorities raiding Combs's estate in the city's upscale Holmby Hills neighborhood. Los Angeles City News Service reported several people were detained outside the home, but it was unclear whether any arrests were made. Local news outlets reported that federal authorities also executed a search warrant at the rap mogul's Miami area home. Footage showed officers going in and out of his property on Miami Beach's Star Island with agents carrying a box of material from the home. Combs's whereabouts during the raids were not known.
You got the heads up, that's why. Someone must have told him they were coming. So obviously he's gonna make himself scarce. So he sent a whole six mule as well. Who's a guy, but bear in mind that how there's been stories about him from before with Usher and other stuff going on. So to me, like I said, this is not really a surprising thing. It's not really a surprising thing. Yeah, it's possible that they won't, but he might get arrested, you know what I'm saying? I mean, when they catch him, I mean, like, they arrested the is it the Sons? I think the Sons was on the property. I think they arrested the Sons, so I reckon he will get arrested. I don't think he's gonna be like a pass, because like I said, one subby that I had, he said that a lot of people's going to get exposed. I mean, we are seeing people getting exposed left, right, and center at present. So, like this one, especially the sex trafficking, that's the biggest one. Hold on, I'm gonna do, because that is the biggest thing in as well that's going on. Trying to find something that also, it's not going to explain it. Well, see, I'm going into Epstein waters. I don't want to go into Epstein waters, but yeah. So I believe he will get arrested. I don't think he's a Freemason anyway. This might even be a very short one again, but I don't think he's a Mason. That will make it out the kingpin, them a scapegoat. Yeah, of course, because they haven't got it. Well, I don't know where they got him yet. I mean, that was the last one I did. That was. Oh, my daughter's showing it to me at the same time. That was a couple hours ago. This one turned up about the mule.
So I think we're about to see something on the level of Epstein, Weinstein to the power of 10.
From members of the royal family to Grammy and Academy Award winners, we're breaking down all the A-list celebrities named in court docs against P. Diddy, along with some startling accusations.
First of all, that entire filing was just gasp for it. I'm not seeing a scenario where he can escape liability, criminal liability.
Exactly.
He's been known for years as a renowned rapper, producer.
He's gone away with it too much, too long.
By the names P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, or his legal name, Sean Combs. Whatever name you want to call him, he's no stranger to legal troubles. Just this week, both Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles were raided by Homeland Security. According to former prosecutor Melba Pearson, they're likely looking for some specific evidence.
The feds are doing raids at 3 different homes of P. Diddy, including his homes in California, in Florida, and in New York. And what I think they're looking for are videos. So basically, P. Diddy had a habit, allegedly, based on told to us through the filings by Cassie Ventura. They have all said that the habit of liking to video either him abusing other people or forcing other people to abuse each other for his pleasure, and I would record all of that. So I think those are some of the things that the feds are looking for. I think they're looking for other types of evidence to corroborate the statements that were made by Little Rod, by Cassie Ventura, and the other people have come forward saying that he did abuse them. So they're looking for corroborating evidence and basically the building blocks to put together what will end up being a massive, massive, massive criminal case.
So far, Diddy hasn't been arrested, but he has already faced his fair share of legal issues. Last year, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, who you probably know as singer Cassie, accused him of sex trafficking and sexual slavery. She alleged that Diddy raped her and beat her so severely that she was bruised. Cassie also alleged Diddy made her have sex with prostitutes and recorded it on video. She also says he forced her to carry a gun. Cassie sued him under New York's Adult Survivors Act and settled with Diddy outside of court just one day after the suit was filed. Joy Dickerson-Neal also filed suit against Diddy under the Adult Survivors Act, accusing him of drugging and sexually assaulting her back in 1991 when she was a college student at Syracuse University. Diddy was slammed with yet another lawsuit last month, this time brought on by music producer Rodney Jones, also known as Lil Rod. The 73-page lawsuit lays out dozens of allegations against Diddy, including that he forced Lil Rod to hire prostitutes and have sex with them. The court doc also claims Diddy himself assaulted Lil Rod, but that's not the only bombshell allegations revealed in the detailed documents. Lil Rod doesn't shy away from publicly naming other celebrities he says assaulted him.
I don't know that Cuba Gooding Jr. is going to escape from that one.
Let's start with the allegations against Academy Award-winning actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Lil Rod alleges Diddy was, quote, grooming him to pass him off to his friends. This fear became reality when Mr. Combs introduced Mr. Jones to Cuba Gooding Jr. when they were on Mr. Combs's yacht. There's actually photos of their interaction together too, which are laid out in those court documents. In the first pic, you see Diddy and Cuba talking with Diddy's arms on Cuba's. In the next pic, Cuba has his arm around Lil Rod and is smirking. Court docs go on to state, quote, Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching, groping, and fondling Mr. Jones's legs, his inner thighs near his groin, the small of his back near his buttocks, and his shoulders. He rejected his advances, and Mr. Gooding Jr. did not stop until Mr. Jones forcibly pushed him away.
In the last couple of years, there were allegations against him for sexual assault. So now we have those prior allegations, and now we see him tied to this case as allegedly trying to, assault a Little Rod, assault others.
Yeah, he did it to Usher, didn't he? Remember?
He was booked on misdemeanor charges of forcible touching and sexual abuse after he allegedly groped a woman in Times Square. By the next year, 3 women had come forward accusing him of non-consensual sexual touching. He eventually reached a deal with prosecutors that required 6 months of counseling but no jail time.
I'm getting the feeling where there's smoke, there's fire. Right? Because now we have 2 different instances where you're accused of the same type of behavior, years apart. I think there's something there. And I don't know that Cuba Gooding Jr. is going to escape from that one because he already saw definitely people moving away from him within Hollywood circles and other circles once those first sexual assault allegations came out.
But remember Terry Crews, when Terry Crews said that he went through the same thing where they were touching him up and all this stuff as well, kind of sexual contact and all that, and he never got over it. And I think that this is what this one is as well. But if they're A-listing Cuba Gooding Jr., because I haven't seen him in a lot of movies of recent anyway. Yeah. Yes. And that what's his name? Beaver. Yeah, him too. He went through it too.
So at this point, I don't think he's going to get
grooming a lot of people. A lot of them.
Possible that he could face charges based on these allegations that were brought forward by Lil Rod?
It is possible as well. Again, we've got the statute of limitations issue to deal with. So depending on the time frame of when this happened, again, the Adult Survivors Act, which was the vehicle where many of these lawsuits came out, many of these civil lawsuits, came out, there was a finite amount of time for those suits to be filed. The time frame is going to be very, very important. What witnesses come forward, because again, this may not be a situation where DNA may be at play. This may be more of a situation of, hey, yes, I was there and I recall, Cuba Gooding Jr., putting his hands on Lil Rod, or I recall certain aspects. So it's going to be a very witness intensive type of case. And the question is, will the witnesses be willing to come
To
forward?
talk up,
Lil
'cause some
Rod's
might
lawsuit
not.
also publicly named another celebrity linked to Diddy, Jennifer Lopez.
From the standpoint of the names of the celebrities that were tied to this, the fact that Jennifer Lopez was tied to this back when she was involved in or party to a shooting at a nightclub when she was dating Diddy, and is now alleged to have brought the gun with her to the scene.
Oh, boy.
Lil Rod's team brings up J-Lo when establishing Diddy's history, writing his quote, RICO enterprise has existed for at least 20 years, dating back to the 1999 nightclub shooting in NYC, when Mr. Combs required his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez to transport his illegal firearm into the NYC nightclub. The court docs allege Diddy forced his then artist Shine to assume responsibility for the shooting of several individuals. All this happened back on December 27th, 1999, when a fight broke out at a nightclub. Diddy, J-Lo, and rapper Shine were all there, and according to former rapper Mark Curry, Diddy paid Shine $1 million to take the fall for the shooting and serve a 10-year prison sentence. Lil Rod's lawsuit now suggests it was J-Lo who brought the gun.
I don't remember hearing about that guy,
Carrying a weapon. Could that be incriminating for Jennifer Lopez?
It can be, but
that's like, what's his name? The other guy as well over here. Forgot his name now.
That shooting did not result in
What his name?
I know that someone was harmed, but I don't believe anyone was killed. Because of that, you have
she was a witness to that.
To deal with, which is basically a prolonged amount of a certain
Brian
amount of
Harvey
time
witnessed children
that
in red rooms in
has
London.
to be able to bring charges against
I think
someone.
I remember hearing about that.
It varies from state to state, but the one thing is consistent is that there is no statute of limitations on murder. So if P. Diddy had actually killed this person, or the person died as a result of their injuries, now J-Lo could be brought into the mix as a co-defendant because of the fact that the person has passed away.
Yeah, I just was
but
looking
if the
at
person
her.
is alive,
Yes,
and
that
maybe they had serious injuries, whatever the case may be, statute of limitations
Maxwell,
would
yes.
run, and it is highly likely at this juncture that statute of limitations have expired. Therefore, she does not have any criminal liability. But the reputational damage might be a different story, because now she's branding herself as something very different than who she was back then. Back then, she was very much Jenny from the block. She was, dating a variety of hip hop artists. She was very much in that world. Now she's married to Ben Affleck. She's trying to, portray herself in a different manner.
Rebranding herself.
So now her past is going to come back to haunt her, and we don't know what that's going to mean for her future in terms of movie deals, music deals, or anything like that. So I think for her, it might be more reputational damage than criminal liability.
Pearson says it's possible Jennifer Lopez could file some sort of defamation suit, but it's not likely.
She could, but at the end of the day, when it comes to defamation and those types of cases, truth is an absolute defense. So if he has some sort of receipts to basically prove that, hey, I was right there, I saw her the same way in the filings, you saw a number of different screenshots and pictures that he submitted to support the different points that he was making. If he has some pictures to substantiate that she was carrying the gun, it's going to be very hard for her to say in good conscience in a court of law that, this wasn't true, he's made this up, and now as a result, I've lost, money, I've lost opportunities and things like that. There's going to be too much evidence out there connecting her to this that is going to be very hard for a jury to come back and say, yeah, he's making all of this up.
But it's not just artists that Lil Rod named either. He specifically mentioned Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, in his court documents. It reads in part, quote, Mr. Combs was known for throwing the best parties, affiliation with, and or sponsorship of Mr. Combs' sex trafficking parties garnered
It's all been
legitimacy
covered up by a
and
couple
access to
of
political
the Queen's
figures,
plumbers that
artists,
fixed all the
musicians,
leaks, John,
and international
John
dignitaries
Woodger
like British
and
royal
co.
Prince Harry. Why even name Prince Harry? There's no allegations against him or anything, but why bring him up?
I think it may have been a move to bring more credibility to the filing and say that, basically he being Diddy, was using his fame, fortune, and influence to insulate himself. So he was able to legitimize some of the activities he was doing by having these lavish parties, bringing all these A-list celebrities, but somewhere in a back room or somewhere in
It was
another
like eyes
wing,
wide shut
horrible
situation.
things were happening.
Her.
So the fact that
No, is it
Prince
Eyes
Harry
Wide
was
Shut?
there does not necessarily mean he was participating in what was happening. And just because you were at a party doesn't mean you know what's happening in every.
It's all connected across the flat. Yes, I know. I know it is.
There are various.
I know it is. That's why he
is
mentions the
completely
Prince
possible that
Harry
he
and
was there
whoever
and did
else.
not participate. Now, you had said Prince Andrew, especially as a result of the allegations that came out
Epstein.
in connection with the Epstein case, that they were close and that they traveled together, and there was a person that alleged that he had sexually assaulted her while she was underage. A different story. But Prince Harry and the way that it was mentioned seemed to be very, again, just sort of trying to bring legitimacy and talk about these were the people that Diddy surrounded himself by to protect himself.
So Prince Harry has no formal accusations against him, but the name association could cause damage to his reputation.
Associated?
Even so, Pearson says it's not likely he files any sort of defamation suit.
It's
defamation by association.
That's the word I'm looking for. Preserve his reputation. But again, just
guilty by association. That's what it is.
That's the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, have been through. I truly, really hope that he's able to completely distance himself, maybe make a statement, because again, since he is not necessarily under the umbrella of the royal family directly, so in other words, Buckingham Palace would not be releasing a statement on his behalf. It would be him releasing a statement and saying, yes, I went to X party, but no, I never engaged in any inappropriate behavior or other details that he may see fit to share. So that's going to be, we're going to have to wait and see on that one. But again, since it was such a minuscule mention in the greater context of this filing, he may be okay.
Pearson compares Prince Harry's association with that of President Bill Clinton, who'd been seen with Jeffrey Epstein before his arrest.
And there didn't seem to be much said around him actually engaging in activities, more that he was present at the parties. So
even their present, they must have engaged
on the part of President Clinton from that association.
Speaking of Epstein, Lil Rod's court docs draw a parallel between Diddy's alleged crimes and Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein died by suicide back in 2019 when he faced numerous charges of sexual assault over the course of multiple years. His longtime companion, Ghislaine Maxwell, was charged and found guilty of sex trafficking in relation to her time with Epstein. She's currently serving out a lengthy prison sentence. Lil Rod compares Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Cahorum, to Ghislaine Maxwell, saying she ordered sex workers and prostitutes for Mr. Combs and ordered and distributed ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms to Mr. Combs and his celebrity guests who were present on his rented yacht and in his homes in LA, NYC, and Miami.
Under these cases, when you have these high-profile people that have been using people over years, these cases happen without a handler. R. Kelly had a handler. Epstein had a handler. Weinstein had a handler. Everybody has, in those scenarios of those powerful people, powerful men that are abusing other people, they have someone that does their dirty work. And it's usually not only just one person; it's several people who may have different duties. So again, seeing this woman being his handler, being the person to get him drugs, being the person to procure sex workers for him, being the person to basically be on cleanup duty in case of, covering up or silencing people that might want to come forward, that's not unusual. And she is also going to bear the brunt of criminal liability just like Ghislaine Maxwell did, and basically had to take the entire brunt of the criminal justice system alone.
Yeah, they always have a handler. I mean, in all of the cases, because I remember when what was the one I did follow? I didn't really follow the Epstein, the Gillian's one that much, but what I did see was that she had a lot of involvement in bringing the girls and getting the girls for them and everything else. So if this is the same case with him, he's going to go down very hard. I don't think it's going to be a soft landing for him, especially considering with the charges, he has a pattern to stuff as well. So, and as we know that even the women who help them along the way, they go down too. So, let me see, is it going to say anything?
According to Pearson, Diddy and many of his associates will likely face federal charges, but it's not totally clear when.
Yeah,
And
that
what do you
was
think the
nervous. Yeah, to keep
timetable
an
would
eye on
look
them a
like
minute.
for all of that? I know that there's a lot of evidence to gather over many years, but is it possible that a federal indictment could be just around the corner?
I would hesitate to say just around the corner, because with all of the experience I've had with these office approaches cases, they do not move until they have you fully, like they have you dead to rights, basically. So they are going to take their time. They're going to collect all the evidence. They're going to speak to as many witnesses as they can. They're going to follow every single trail, every single lead that they can before they go to an indictment. There can be continuances. There can be other things that can delay the case. But once you file that charging document, the clock starts ticking. So that, when I was a prosecutor, I always advised my detectives, anybody that I was training, that you get all the evidence you can up front, and then you file charges.
So when is it possible that we would actually see him being arrested or facing any of these indictments? Could it be months down the line?
I feel that it would be months down the line. I would not be surprised if it was before the end of this year. Because again, this is going to be a massive investigation involving at least 3 states, much as we saw in the Epstein case, where he was bringing underage girls
Observers
to one of
can
his
be
islands
loyal
in the
friends,
Caribbean.
and new
And there have
partners,
been some
souls
allegations
will be
of things
sold
happening on planes,
left,
things
right, and
happening
centre,
on
no
trips.
limits.
So there may be additional locations that may need to be searched, and additional witnesses that may need to be spoken to in order to get a full picture for what charges would be appropriate and what would be the best path forward in this case.
Hi.
And it's possible Diddy serves a lengthy prison sentence for
He's
all
gonna
this
serve
if he
a
were to be
lengthy sentence,
convicted
isn't
in
it?
criminal
Of
court.
course.
If this does happen, that P. Diddy
It's
is indicted.
obvious.
I know in R. Kelly, we saw quite a large sentence for him. What could P. Diddy be facing if he is convicted of
Yeah, let's hear
eventual
the
indictment?
charges.
Yeah, well, it all depends on what charges are brought and how many counts of each charge is brought, right? Because for each charge is usually one victim or survivor attached to that charge. So if the U.S. Attorney's Office is able to pull together 15 survivors, right,
15.
and they're willing to come forward and testify,
Yeah.
you may see 15 counts.
Yeah.
So the question will be, if he's convicted, will all those counts run concurrently, meaning at the same time, or would they all be consecutive? And if it's consecutive, he could be looking at life plus, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. Life
If they're
imprisonment.
run concurrently, again, depending on the universe of what is charged, he's going to be looking at a prison sentence if convicted. There's going to be no way around that.
Is there any possibility that he walks away clean from this, that everything is dropped and he faces no charges or any prison time?
No.
Not impossible. I mean, anything is possible, but I don't see that happening. I see him kind of going the path of R. Kelly, where again, for so many decades, he was able to act with impunity and just, with harming so many, young women. But eventually,
He spent a week and you get a plane to the dumps somewhere and have an Epstein event happen to him. Yeah, that's what I think's gonna happen,
Political Rod's filing, from reading and hearing about the horrible things that Cassie Ventura endured during her nearly a decade relationship with him that started when she was a young woman. I'm not seeing a scenario where he can escape liability, criminal liability.
He ain't gonna escape liability.
It's possible, but I'm not seeing it.
In a statement, Diddy's attorney Sean Hawley denies all of Lil Rod's allegations. He writes, quote, his reckless name dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen is nothing more than a transparent attempt to garner headlines. We have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies. Diddy's son, Justin Combs, is also mentioned in the lawsuit. A statement released from him reads in part, quote, Justin Combs categorically denies these absurd allegations. They are all lies. This is a clear example of a desperate person taking desperate measures in hopes of a payday. There will be legal consequences for all defamatory statements made about the Combs family.
So basically, that is all down to defamation of character and how I look and what you're saying against me. They will say some crackheads stick to him. I said, I understood what you said, Squirrel. I got what you said. You don't have to go with it, but I got what you said. I got exactly what you said, and yeah, he will probably. I was gonna say he will get life imprisonment because of how deep the charges are. You know, trafficking people is a whole different something else. You know, that's that. Right? I think they will dash the whole book at you. They dash the whole law book at you at this point, as we can see from the Nature Boy, what's been going on with him. Even though that's kind of a different scenario, but it's still a sex crime, even so. So yeah. I mean, I haven't really looked into this case as much because I saw it kept flashing up and I was kind of curious about it because it's linked to trafficking. That's mostly caught my eye when they linked it to trafficking. But he does travel everywhere, and I did hear about when the girl put a lawsuit against him and when stuff came out about him as well. But there's also a there's also I'm hearing them slamming the door. They're slamming the door like what? Hold on, there's a lady. I think I saw it on somebody else's. Let's see if I could find it. Where is it? Well, she did a live on it, I think. Oh, where is it? Oh, this one. There's a lady, she did a whole challenging thing, and it's just, or maybe it's not, maybe I should put it on this one. Can't find it. Yeah, but you know, he's definitely gonna go down for it. I don't think he's gonna get off of the charges. I think he's done for him now. He's done out here. They keep everyone's doing about the raids on the property. Everyone's you have heavy charges. Let me see what my guy said about it.
Look at that gate door. That is a big gate. Look at that, and I'm a girl. It's a big gate. What they use?
Hold on, let me bring the
Oh my word! It's like a stampede. Like, oh my goodness, look at that gate, and I'm a girl.
And home security don't play. Homeland Security don't play.
It's off the hinge. off the hinge, and I'm a girl. Yeah, they had to. They had to.
move it down
I
a
don't
bit.
see nothing else held. So we don't know. But for them to react this way, it does give that there was something at least at one residence that was going down, something immediate that they needed to get to respond in this way, for them to be like, okay, we need to go now. We need to get in there now. The warrants are recent. Within whether they got the warrant today, whether they applied for them yesterday, but it's recent. That's fact. Those warrants are recent. So I wonder. We'll see though. We'll know. We'll find out.
To a judge or a court, why they have the opportunity or the legal ability to search someone's home. Now, why would you do it in conjunction from one property and another at the same time? Law enforcement typically does this because they are worried that information or property or evidence may be hidden away or destroyed while you're searching one property. And so they're looking for something to corroborate the belief that they have. That
correct. And I agree with that as well. So again, they have to get all of the places at once, because if they allow if they just pop one, then it gives it so that they have free space to roam and get rid of all of the other stuff. Because all it takes is one place getting hit to be like, hey, get rid of this, burn that, throw this way, flush this.
So basically, Sean, basically, what Sean's trying to highlight was the fact that how they hit the two properties at the same time, but it will make sense because, like he said, if they hit one, another message can be sent to the other side, to the other building, to let them know that they've been hit, which means that they can get rid of evidence, which means that they can get rid of papers, they can get rid of invoices, they can get rid of a whole set of things, receipts. So it will make sense that they hit both of them together, both properties together.
So now they want to pop them all at one time. So it's like, we need to get everything. We need to get Miami, and they've all been working together. Just different states, but Homeland Security pretty much, like, I don't think they have any jurisdiction when it comes to the United States. I think that it's just like a free for all for them. So it is easier for them to all work together. So the Miami Homeland Security, the Beverly Hills / LA Homeland Security, and the New York Homeland Security, it's easier for them to be like, okay, we are all team up and do this all at the same time. So they went even above the FBI, because as far as I'm concerned, I believe that the Homeland Security they have more pull, more clearance than the FBI. So yeah, I'm like, wow, they went to basically the highest power to make sure that this all went down. Please hit the like.
Crime did occur. And as you pointed out earlier, he's facing multiple allegations of sex trafficking. So perhaps that is a crime in which they're investigating. Perhaps that is what they're trying to seek more information from. But in order to search a home, you have to have probable cause. The only question is, probable cause of what?
Probable cause. And so, Brian, as you look at this and you watch this, and we'll shout if we see any more movement on these screens, but it is important to note, right, that this is all being run out of the Southern District of New York here. So there is a tremendous amount of coordination happening within law enforcement at the highest levels.
Correct. And like she just said, law enforcement at the highest level, Homeland Security is up there. Homeland Security being up there. Diddy is one of the people. Yeah, Diddy. The truth, sir. One of the people that wanted your name off the public Epstein list.
Yeah, I thought he was on the list.
Got all of this stuff going on. You were on that list.
I said that.
After.
I said that, didn't I?
You were on that list.
I said that.
You requested to the judge, because you already had all of this stuff going on with Cassie, that at the tip of this year, over January, February, around that time when the Epstein list was made public, who requested to the judge that your name be listed as John Doe.
Okay.
Air flip. And you tried it. And you tried it. And you tried it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the reason why I believe it's being pointed out of the SDNY or the Southern District of New York, which encompasses for the most part Manhattan, is a lot of the civil allegations stem from there, whether it be Cassie.
His name was on that list. It was over like 50 people that were on the list that requested.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on that list. There was a lot.
their names be removed, that their names be listed as John and Jane Doe. Diddy was one of those people, and so was Ellen DeGeneres.
And Oprah.
So was Ellen DeGeneres.
Julia Roberts.
Diddy's name was on that list. Now, y'all know I love Beyonce down, but Beyonce, girl, you was one of them.
Oprah. There's a lot of them. It was a lot of people. Even people you wouldn't think was on there. Naomi Campbell, all of them.
You and Jay-Z too, girl. Let's keep it real.
Or the other 4 allegations or civil lawsuits that stemmed from it afterwards. And so what it appears to be, at least if you're thinking this is connected to the civil lawsuits, are that the SDNY is coordinating with the other agencies in Miami as well as Los Angeles to search the properties of Sean Combs to see if there's any evidence of that. Now, I can't think of anything off the top of my head what would be evidence of sex trafficking.
I can.
People,
women being there, women being downstairs. Handcuffed somewhere.
Thank you.
And I'm a girl. They
you.
only could come
Say
out the
it.
room when it's time to freak
Say it.
off.
Say it.
You know, when all of that.
Say it.
And I'm a girl.
Say it.
Videos and audios. They got security cameras and stuff everywhere. And I'm a girl. There's girls out there that's allegedly minors.
Yes.
That should not be all type of.
All sorts of things. All sorts of things. That's why they hit the both buildings.
I can think of all type of.
Yes.
I'm a girl. Think of all type of stuff that will make them want to do that.
Yep.
Predominantly something that might stick out as to something to corroborate what we've heard in these civil allegations. But if they find it, it could lead to further investigations. At this point, we're hearing that there's no.
The newscaster said as though like he shot that it is Sean Puffy Combs, but Puffy has been doing this shit for quite a long time. There is no surprising. There should be no surprise to it at all. What is the shock about? People's been coming out of the woodwork talking about this dude for how long? Talking about the stuff he did. The last straw was last year when the ex started talking. She started talking. I didn't listen to all of it. I didn't follow it like that. But I would be thinking that how with all of that. Plus, she put a lawsuit on. It must have moved them to go and do the action that they did. The Homeland Security. Homeland Security is a big thing. That's not even that's not even FBI. That's not even like homicide cops. That's big. That's big people now. Homeland Security. That's big thing. That's big. That ain't no little thing. So this is serious.
Potential arrest, but it doesn't mean there wouldn't be one in the future, based on either more information collected or if they're finding whatever it is that they're hoping to find in these 2 locations.
Correct. So he said there's no potential arrest. So again, like I said earlier, with Justin and Christian being in handcuffs, they could have just been being detained. When raids and stuff are done, usually all of the adults, whether you've done anything or not, you being there is enough for that. They will arrest you.
Yeah, because guilty by association.
And detain you until the situation is at a standstill. You know, until they at points where it's just like, okay, free. We don't have no reason to hold them. We don't have any reason to arrest them. But at this point in time, it does not mean that they're not going to be arrested in the future. Exactly. It just means that with this at this point in time right now, we have no significant reason to place them in custody right now until we get back and put all the evidence together. Then we're going to come get these motherfuckers. You know, it's that simple. The main person that they are looking for is
Sean
Diddy.
Yeah.
Okay. There will be charges brought up on these people, especially Justin and Christian. There will be charges brought up on all 3 of them. There will be. Right now, they just need their primary suspect, which is Diddy.
And Brian, we do want to mention that we were initially told what we were showing our viewers here is a home in Los Angeles, California, near Beverly Hills. That is not the case. What you're seeing on your video, on your screen, is in fact Miami. And then they are also searching a home simultaneously in Los Angeles in the Beverly Hills area at the exact same time. And to Brian's point.
So this is Star Mansion. Okay, earlier we watched the one that was done in California. Because like the Beverly Hills, California area. This is Miami. Okay, this is Star Mansion. Okay,
it's the tunnels I want to get to.
Law enforcement does that often in an effort to make sure that these searches can be conducted without sort of tipping off anyone else that might be involved, which doesn't give anyone any time to do anything questionable
Look like
with
Epstein
evidence. So
Island,
you're
though.
getting a larger shot there. You can see now just how
Epstein
close
Island,
that
I
home
mean.
is to the water as our affiliate helicopter is flying over this home again in Miami as it is being searched. I want to now bring in our ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Brad Garrett. Brian Buckmeyer, don't go anywhere because I have several more questions for you as well. But Brad, as you're watching this, first of all, can you explain to us, Brad, what that vehicle is that we're seeing right there, that big white truck?
You're watching this. First of all,
Well, I can't see, I don't have a screen up to see it, but if it looks like a cargo truck or looks like any.
Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Yeah, y'all saying, oh, hell breaking loose.
There as well, we're
of maybe the FBI and DHS to do this search.
Yeah, so a large vehicle to collect evidence. It does also look like it has some kind of satellite up in the
They
air.
got a satellite in the air.
Yeah, they're checking to
They have
see
this
if
large
there's
vehicle
they're checking to see if there's any signals attached to the house going from the house. That's what they're looking at. They're looking to see if they can catch anything. So basically they went there looking for people, when they're looking for, like as he said, videos, when they're looking to see if there's any linkage somewhere, computers, computer mask, when they give off certain signals, you can see what's going there, what's happening there. They're probably watching stuff on monitors. All sorts of stuff is going on. Okay, all sorts of stuff is going on.
This truck. You need a.
They're looking on monitors in that truck.
They collect it. You need a truck this big. Full people in there. Whoa. That's a pretty big truck of computers and camera equipment. That's crazy. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. December, the brunch is usually held in the like February, March, something like that. No brunch. None. Because these type of things can be contagious. You are who your friends are.
That's what I said, guilty by association. I think there's going to be a part 1 to this because I think Sean is thinking how I'm thinking. You see what I'm saying? This is what I like. When another channel holder is thinking how you're thinking, and we're thinking the same thing, it's quite serious. It's not just as, I mean, people say it's staged or whatever. He done some serious things, some serious charges. That is serious charges. The people that is there, like I said, is guilty by association, right? Which is the beginning of it. Because yesterday, when people was talking about it, it wasn't quite clear. I wasn't quite sure what exactly was going on, but I do know that at one time that how people will be taken in. There's probably more. We're gonna be hearing about more stars, singers, DJs, whatever, getting taken in by Homeland Security, whatever. Because now what's going on? It looks like they made their move. They sent in the dogs. They didn't send in no little small man in there. They sent in all their armory and stuff in there. Because like if they're breaking down a huge gate, like as though they're approaching a cartel. That's how they approach cartels and certain stuff. They will use those things to break down the gates to get in. Particularly, that particular one, what they raided, it does look like Epstein's Island a little bit. It's only that it's not on a rock. It's in a residential place. But if you really deep it, the amount of people that was going in and out through land and sea, you can imagine. So I'm gonna do a second part to this. Hopefully, I don't know whether I could do it tomorrow, but I'll see, because there is this one and there's something else as well that I want to cover so badly, right? But because things keep happening, I'm getting distracted. So with that said, please leave a comment underneath. I played a little bit of the videos, but I like listening to it more, because then I can make a better, I can more unlock a little bit, because that's why I play the articles, because it's good to hear what the articles have to say, because then you can hear there was a drug mule involved as well. He got charged as well, even though like he told a story, but he got charged as well. That's the one that I played earlier, was the drug mule. That's the one that's not being shown on these newscasts right here. They're not talking about him, right? They're talking about his exes, Cassie, and all that stuff. So I'm not going to make this lengthy. I'm actually going to leave it right here. I will come back to it. And please leave comments underneath this video, because it seems like this is the one that's taking over right now. There's other stuff taking over, like the Baltimore Bridge and other stuff. But like I said, for ages, people been balling Sean Puff Daddy's name from like ages. Ain't just now his name's been balling out. What he's been doing, touching up people, grooming Usher, Albie Shaw, Immature, or I think Immature Boys at one point, which I did mention earlier. There's a lot going on. Sean Davy Way did a whole video on it, on all of the shenanigans he was doing and others. So I will be referring back to that, because that is just good to hear the past, because then I can remember all the stuff what was said, right? So yeah, so yes, so he did run off. They didn't catch him, but then they did catch him, by what that says. So with that said, before I start repeating myself, I'm going to come off and I'll leave it right here. Please leave a comment. All those who's been watching it, following it. I mean, this is I'm just giving my reaction and opinion on it, right? And also what I heard in the past as well. So with that said, I will see you guys in the next live. Thank you for coming, Squirrel. Squirrel and the Baron. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna try to cover a little more things like this, because there's some serious things going on in the world. Ain't no little small man thing. Probably I might have to start going back to researching again, but it's okay, it's fine. So with that said, I'll see you guys. Take care.